Younis started his career at the age of 14. He joined Surrey County Cricket in 1965 at the age of 17 and played at Kia Oval for 13 years. Younis has scored a total of 20,000 runs in a career that spanned 20 years. His record-breaking partnership with Javed Miandad of 318 runs while playing in Wales against Australians in 1985 is still remembered as one of the best partnerships in the history of cricket. He played his last series in 1987 against India under the captaincy of Imran Khan. The touring Pakistan team managed to beat India in both Test and ODI series. With a round of applause, I will request Mr. Ahmed to come on stand and share his journey in the field of cricket.
Thank you very much indeed for such a fantastic introduction. But I have to say that not 20,000 runs, 26,500 runs. Sorry. I can assure you one thing, making runs in the first class cricket in England is harder than climbing the biggest mountain somewhere in Nepal area and all that, the other. I actually came here to England at such an early age that I had no idea how the West lived. And exactly I know now how the West is won. Come from a cricketing family. Saeed was a very successful cricketer, played for Pakistan in this, started his career in 1958-59, touring West Indies, and had a very successful tour against one of the finest, quickest bowlers of the world, the Dudney, Gilchrist, Hall, Sobers. And that inspired me that I ought to get something closer to that would be a great achievement. But all this was to happen because my father had a scrapbook at home which had all this English championship cuttings in there. There was all the great Jim Lakers, Peter May, Alec Betzer, Peter Loader, and of course in there were Len Hutton as well. And every morning before my father would go to work, there'll be discussions about cricket, how England going to do, and who is the next best team in the world. Well, that was just good enough for me, and I was doing nicely in my school days playing cricket. And as it had turned out that I did my matric exams and passed the exams and joined my college at first year, Government College Lahore, which is considered as well like a Harrow Eton here in England. A very proud man walking with that blazer on, going around there, and happy life, look forward to playing some cricket. I had already managed to play a first-class match, and I also already had scored a first-class 100, and I think that I was about the age of about 16 and a half at the time. But more importantly, that my father announced that he would like me to learn cricket and go to England and see what you can do on in English conditions. He was ahead of his time. He wanted that his son to learn to master batting in the climate, English climate, cool climate, seam bowling and swing bowling. So Saeed, my brother, had some connections with Surrey, and somehow or the other managed me a trial or some games with Surrey. I flew into England on the 22nd of April 1965. Couldn't believe my luck that when I landed at Heathrow Airport, that it was so cold that I was shivering. And I looked at my brother Saeed and I said, "It's supposed to be summer." He said, "No, there is no summer here." I said, "Pardon?" He said, "There's no summer in England." So I said, "How do they play cricket?" He said, "They play cricket with long jumpers, sweaters, and long johns." And how true it was. 3 weeks later, I was invited to Surrey County Cricket Club to come for the trials so they can have a look at me. A powerful county, a great county which basically started the career in Surrey in 1845. This club has been going. And the first test match that played here was in 1845. 1845 was this club started. My apology. 1880 was the first test match England played here. Surrey's history is remarkable. It was unbelievable to get a trial to come here to play in the nets. They had won championships in a row in the 50s, 7 times in a row. And my hero, my mentor, who was my captain from 1969 till I left here, Mickey Stewart, was part of that great team in the 50s. My trial day, I came here to play, and it was just such excitement just to be here. And what I could see, that they were all looking to see that whether I could play a bit or not. But I don't know what I did, but it was just so much excitement for me to be there, just be here at the Oval to play. Somehow or the other, I might have probably convinced them that I got invited to play for the second 11, the Surrey B team. I played 2 matches, one against Warwickshire, and the second I played against Hampshire at Guildford. In each match, probably scored about 30 odd each time, and managed to convince the coach, Arthur McIntyre, that they ought to look at me seriously. The culture and the language was a difficult problem for me. But the good thing was, when I was told off by my coach for not playing well, whatever he said, 90% of it I never understood. But that was just a start. After playing few matches, a couple of weeks later, in July the 17th, 1965, the most powerful team of the world, South Africa, landed here to play a full series against England. Now they are to play the 3-day match at the Oval against Surrey. Surrey, carrying such a powerful history, producing the greats of the world, the 2 Betzer brothers, one of the finest seam bowler, Alec Betzer, and then we had Peter May, and then Jim Laker, and the other greats that we've seen over the years. South Africa produced the strongest side to play. And the man who basically responsible for my career is sitting right in front of me, on my right, who was here speaking, Mr. Mickey Stewart. I was called by my coach, Arthur McIntyre, day before the match. A match, Guildford, Surrey versus Hampshire. He calls me in the one corner. I thought, oh, another rollicking again due for Younis Ahmed. He said, you got to report tomorrow at the Oval. Oh, what is happening at the Oval? He said, South Africa playing Surrey. We are short of players. There have been injuries, and the senior players may not be able to play. You have to report and come early. Thank you very much, sir. I rushed back home from Guildford to Wimbledon and rang my brother Saeed up, who was playing in Lancashire League. And I told him what I've been told by my coach. And I said, I've been asked to report back. There is a possibility I might be playing against South Africa tomorrow. He said, Younis, you didn't hear them right. Probably they need a 12th man who carry drinks, and that is what we will be doing. But whatever you do a good job. You listen to the elders, you listen to the seniors, and don't open your mouth anything when you're there. That's fine. Thank you very much, sir. He said, you're not going to give me any more advice. You played in West Indies against all the great bowlers, first tour year, And how do you handle that? What do you do, what not to do? He said, the advice I've given you just enough. You're not going to be playing, you're carrying the drinks. So next morning early, I was up early, got my train from New Malden, Surrey, and travelled to Vauxhall Bridge, just behind us here. With my cricket bat, heavy one bats in there, sweaters, lots of sweaters. Long walk. Who's walking along with me? Hundreds of people coming to the cricket. And they all kept looking at me to see who is this little boy carrying a bag and walking with us in the same direction. So they probably thought that there is a little small ground somewhere near the Oval where he'll be playing a school match. Got to the gate, main gate, trying to get into the gate. Through the gate were hundreds of people, members, and the cars coming with the committee members coming through. And I was stopped by the senior gate supervisor. He says, Sonny, hey, where are you going? He says, I'm going into the dressing room. He said, you're going in the dressing room for what? I said, I've been told to come there. He said, no, Sonny, this is a Surrey playing against South Africa, the most important match in London. And you're probably playing a school match somewhere along over that side. Well, I just again said that this is what I was told. I played few matches for a second 11, and I really think that this is what they told me. Anyway, after begging him for 10 minutes, I was allowed in. Went into the dressing room, first team dressing room. First team dressing room scenario was this, that in those days you were not allowed to go into the senior boys' room. It's called the first team dressing room. Second 11 boys must have change upstairs, remain upstairs, watch cricket from there, and they must not be seen anywhere near the first team boys. So that's fine with me. I did that. Walked into this first team dressing room. Who's standing there is my great captain, Mickey Stewart. With a big smile on his face, says to me, welcome Younis, well done. You made it. You are playing today. I said, really? He said, you are playing today, well done, and you know you will do it. I said, no, the way I'm shitting, I don't think I can do one thing, only go to the toilet. Anyway, Mickey Stewart went in to toss up, and Surrey won the toss and decided to bat. And another disaster for me. I said, God, I needed time to get used to the place, the first team dressing room, playing with the senior players, and then the entire ground is full. Not a one seat available here. The full house, absolute chock-a-block, and the press, full press, Fleet Street press is here to see South African team, what they could do before the test series starts. Surrey won the toss. Surrey decided to bat, and off we go. The match started at 11 o'clock. And yours truly is batting at 20-12 in the middle with all the thousands of people around me, and I could not believe what is happening to me. I looked around and I said, oh my God. I said, what have you done to me, oh my old man, sitting in Lahore? I was quite happy going to the Lahore Government College, because there were girls there too, so we were quite happy to chat up, few girls. And there it is, that quickest bowler, Peter Pollock, bowling one end. And that chap was quick. He was as quick as you could see, as quick as Imran, Michael Holding, Joe Garner, Marshall, Sylvester Clark, Dennis Lilly. He had taken 2 wickets already. Surrey was struggling. We were about something like 25 for 2. And I am batting there, looking at the crowd, worrying about what the hell is this happening. I survived a couple of overs, and then I thought, well, this best thing is to get on with it and get some runs. So I played a couple of foolish shots, and I got myself out at 21. But somehow or the other, my score 21 might have looked good, the way I batted at that day. And I remember well when I was out, and my captain, Mickey Stewart, sitting there, called me over and said, well, you were courageous, played well, but there was no need you to get out like that. And then in the second inning, cut the story short, I batted what my captain had said and made 66. My first contract was given under the 1965 season, but I had to qualify. In those days, to play county cricket in England, overseas player, you had to live in the county residential qualification. You had to live for 2 to 3 years. So I was quite happy to do that, because I would be in London and the winter is coming. I'll be able to chat few local girls around the place. I had learned that Mickey Stewart was also my captain, was also living in New Malden area. And I was in New Malden living there as well, so I had to behave myself. Let me tell you about Mickey Stewart, my captain. He was quite a hard captain. A disciplined man with tremendous principles, loved success, but he was also a footballer, as earlier the speeches has mentioned. And his attitude, the football attitude, had brought in to the Oval, and he was quite a tough man. His idea was, his views were, that not only you can bat, bowl, but you have to be a brilliant fielder. Well, that brilliant fielding thing, we never learned in Pakistan. Never learned in Pakistan. And that was not never be able to thank enough for Surrey to have me on their staff. And from there on, I moved to Worcester, played there for 4 years, and then lastly I went to play third county for Glamorgan. And Javed Miandad, mate of mine, was there, and was such a good fun to play with, such a character that who would basically love to needle fast bowlers, always taking on, no problem whatsoever. And Javed was always, I'm calming him down, said don't say anything to it. And during that inning of 318 runs partnership, he kept on talking to Jeff Thompson, one of the greatest fast bowlers of the world. And he kept on saying to him, listen, you are playing now in England. The wicket you are playing is not like the Perth wicket that you bowl normally at and go for my head. And now I can show you what I'm made of. And he was never scared of any tussle. He's brilliant player, a genius, knowledge of the game. Imran and him were a big partnership as captain and vice captain. On the India tour in '87, Javed was the main man who was advising Imran for what was going on, how to go about it. And Pakistan won that both series very handsomely and brought back the glory for Pakistan.
1987, I was invited
called back by Pakistan. It was the president of Pakistan, General Ziaul Haq. He had called because Pakistan was going to play a test series against India in India, and I accepted the invitation to go and play for Pakistan. And when I got there and saw that the team that going to go to India, that team basically very inexperienced middle order team, I accepted the invitation and then went to India, and we played superb cricket. Imran captained the side superbly. Javed played his role absolutely excellent, very amazing guy. And then Wasim Akram was the star of the show. So Wasim Akram not only bowled beautifully, he also scored runs. He also batted beautifully, and then ended up Pakistan winning both series, one-day series and the test series. And from there on, I decided my time was up, getting closer to 40 years old. Then I decided to retire from test cricket.